Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Under powerful emotional stress, the mind and body are capable of strange, almost unbelievable feats. Tonight's story is one such case, taken from a true and documented incident. Edmond Vallier was not a man who loved lightly. When he gave his heart, it was with a deep and abiding passion meant to last for all time.
Marie, what would I do without you?
Edmond, dear, I'm very much afraid you'll have to learn to do just that.
Never.
You see, I'm going to be married.
You're joking.
Oh, you ought to know me better than that by now. I have no sense of humor when it comes to love or money.
But I thought you loved me.
Well, of course I did. But what has that to do with it?
I don't understand.
Edmond, you are sweet, and I'm still very fond of you. But you've become a luxury I simply can't afford.
Who are you going to marry?
Darling, you'll never guess. Not in a million years. I shall soon be the wife of your publisher and employer, Charles Moncourt.
Moncourt, mais pourquoi?
Oh, darling, you know why. He is rich. He can afford to give me all the things I want.
No. No, that I will not allow.
Please don't be tiresome, darling. You know I detest a scene. Besides, I see no reasons why we can't go on being friends.
Friends?
Well, of course. See, I have brought you one might call it a going-away present. You writers are so symbolic. I thought you'd appreciate this. A symbol of the future to commemorate our past. It's a genuine crystal ball. Au revoir, Edmond. Charles will be waiting for me. Oh, darling, as soon as we are settled, you must come and have dinner with us.
One should not destroy a thing of beauty because one despises the giver. You know, my friend, we shall find a place for you. Symbol of the future, huh? Perhaps she's right. Perhaps in the future I will learn to love, not as well, but much more wisely.
Edmond!
Uncle Andre.
Ah, there you are, my boy. I knocked and knocked and knocked and no one came, so I walked in myself. Well, what is this? A new acquisition?
A gift, Uncle Andre.
A gift? Uh-huh. Do not tell me who it was from. Let me see if I can guess. Cannot tell the time by it. Birds cannot build their nests on it. Marie.
How did you know that?
Well, it is so like her. Lovely, but quite useless.
Oui.
Ah, I see that you still love her.
I don't know, Uncle Andre. I don't know whether I love her or hate her.
Oh, that is a very bad sign. Let us go indoors, and I will attend to this matter myself, personally. Come, come, come. Alors, let me have Marie's letters.
How do you know I have any?
Oh, mon cher. As a Vallier and my nephew, you could not possibly fall in love with a woman who did not write long, passionate love letters. And as a writer of sentimental nonsense, undoubtedly you kept them. Now let me have them.
What are you going to do with them, Uncle?
This!
Uncle Andre!
Edmond! Oh. As a seasoned campaigner in the game of love, I am going to give you some very sound advice. And as a well-brought-up young man, you will do me the courtesy of listening.
Very well, mon oncle.
First of all, you must know that a love affair is gay, joyous. When it is over, finish. Oh, one does not cling to it as a miser to his gold.
Perhaps you're right.
Perhaps, but it is of a certainty. This advice I give you is the most valuable. Furthermore, the only cure for a love affair is still another love affair.
Oh, Uncle.
In this matter, how lucky you are to have me as your uncle. You have heard, no doubt, of my little black book. Oh, you should have. It is well known in Paris. Perhaps as famous as the Arc de Triomphe and the Champs-Élysées.
Uncle Andre.
I have an engagement this evening with a most enchanting creature, a dancer at the Moulin Rouge. You will dine with us, and we will see if she has a friend.
Uncle Andre, I know that you're trying to be helpful, and I thank you. But I must try to get some work done.
It goes hard, eh?
Oh, it does not go at all.
Well, perhaps work may be the answer, but I doubt it. But remember, in any case, your Uncle Andre has the right solution.
I will remember.
I go now. My engagement begins at 8 o'clock. I will drop in to see you again, and I hope to see an entirely different attitude.
Au revoir, mon oncle.
My dear Edmond, my presses cannot remain idle while I wait for my writers to write, you know.
I've tried, Charles. If he doesn't come, he doesn't come.
Nonsense. You have written many love stories before and written them well. Surely you must have been in love?
Of course he was. Edmond was in love with me.
You see, Edmond, what man has not envied me? I am sure you must have been in love with Marie, but she not with you. That is the great difference. Every man would like to believe that he has won for himself the one woman that every other man would be proud to call his wife. See, there is a subject for another great love story. It is so simple.
I'll try, Charles.
Good. Tomorrow morning I leave for London and then Amsterdam. There shall be English and Dutch editions of your last 2 books. And while I am gone, you will visit Marie.
But,
Don't you wish to visit me, Edmond?
Oh, I do. But there's my new book.
You have always been entertaining for our Marie. She is fond of you, and I don't want her to be lonesome.
It will be such fun having you over for tea, Edmond.
You will visit Marie. That also is part of our agreement.
Edmond is a very sensible and agreeable young man. He will do exactly as he is told.
Splendid. 2 weeks, and I shall return with contracts. And money, Edmond. Money.
Madame?
So we dine here tonight, or is it the gay life for you?
The gay life, always. But tomorrow, Philippe.
Why not tonight?
You tire of me if I make my visits too long. Besides, you know I have to be at home.
I'll never tire of you, Marie. What's wrong?
I have a strange feeling, as if someone were staring at me.
I'm staring at you. You're very beautiful, Marie.
I'm serious, Philippe.
So am I. There is nothing to fear, my darling, except the swiftness of time until he returns. May that day never come.
Edmond, my boy, but you look terrible. I presume this means you have been working?
I've been trying to work, if that means anything.
And what have you accomplished?
Frankly, very little.
Ah, I see you have not forgotten her.
I think about her, Uncle. In fact, I've been ordered to think about her. Moncourt's gone out of town on business. He asks me, mind you, if I wouldn't mind dropping in on her occasionally so she would not be lonesome. That fool! He knows I was once in love with Marie.
Ah, then he is not a fool. On the contrary, he is very intelligent.
Well, if I can find the time, I'll drop by.
I disapprove. But I'm afraid you will find the time. Edmond, my boy, you must forget this woman. Let me get rid of this silly thing.
No! I'm sorry, Uncle Andre. I didn't mean to shout at you.
It is nothing, my boy. Here. Sit down. Edmond, this is not good. Never have I seen you in such a state. Oh, overwork, unrequited love. These reasons are not good enough to explain it. Now, what is the real reason?
I cannot tell you.
Oh, cannot tell me. Since when have there been things we cannot tell each other? You and I. Out with it, boy.
Uncle Andre. Uncle Andre, I fear I'm going out of my mind.
Oh, Vallier may gamble too much, drink too much, chase too many women, if that is possible. But to go insane? Ha, never.
Uncle Andre, listen to me. I see things.
What sort of things? Where?
In that crystal ball. I can see Marie, wherever she is.
Do you really think you are going out of your mind?
It's so clear. I can see wherever she goes. I can even see whom she is with.
Whom she is with? Not her husband?
No, he's not back yet.
Oh, Edmond, I am disappointed. You are jealous. You sit here, clutching the ashes of a burned-out love, tormenting yourself with this jealousy.
Uncle Andre, it's nothing like that at all.
Then I say to you, the rest of it is nonsense. Oh, Edmond, I have the solution. Come with me tonight. Let the perfume of Paris sweep away these cobwebs from your brain.
I thank you, Uncle Andre, but I cannot.
Ah! Now I lose my patience. And why is it you cannot?
There are so many things to do.
Then do one thing for me, I ask you. You say you know where Marie is, then go there and see if she is there, or go to her house and see if she is not there. If you are going out of your mind, at least let us find out in time to do something about it.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Charles!
Edmond. Well, this time I can see you have truly been working.
Yes, but you've come back early.
Almost a week. And with wonderful news, Edmond. Contracts in London and Amsterdam were signed. And I have promised them at least 2 more new books by you.
Thank you, Charles.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Oh, I'm very grateful.
But I stopped here to tell you the good news even before I went home.
I've been working very hard.
No time for frivolity, huh?
No.
But you did have time to visit Marie.
I tried to, but I've been very busy.
Busy? But too busy for a friend?
You can see for yourself, Charles. I've hardly had time to leave this study.
Oh, but I asked you to.
I'm sure Marie did not miss my visits.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Nothing. It's just that I've been working very hard. Now, you approve of that, don't you?
Yes, but one visit you might have made.
All right, I did.
Then why do you say you did not?
She was not home.
Not home? Where would she go?
In heaven's name, mon coeur, how do I know what your wife does when she's not home? I told you. I stopped by and she was out.
Oh, for a ride, perhaps.
Perhaps?
Edmond, is there something wrong?
No. It's just that I've been working very hard.
But you said that before. There is something on your mind. What is it?
Nothing, Charles. Can we discuss London or Amsterdam?
Is there something I ought to know? I am an old friend, Edmond. I deserve an answer.
You know all there is, Charles.
No. There is something about Marie that you won't tell me.
She hasn't left you, if that's what you mean. She's been home every day.
First you say you did not visit her. Then you say you did. Now you say you know she is home every day. How do you know?
Leave me alone, Charles. Stop asking me questions I cannot answer.
It becomes clearer. There was time for frivolity. And what you cannot bring yourself to say is that Marie has found another man. And that man is you.
No. It's not me.
I give you fair warning, Vallier. I shall ask Marie. And if what I suspect is true, I will kill you.
Good morning, my love. I thought you never cared here.
Oh. I'm running out of lies to the maid.
Surely no one suspects. And that feeling of yours, does it still haunt you?
Philippe, I don't know. I just don't know. After today, I don't think I should see you again.
But, darling, we have an entire week.
Even this morning, on my way from the station, as if eyes were following me.
Yes, of course. You are very beautiful, Marie. Why should not all the eyes of Paris be staring at you? Darling.
Oh.
Vallier! 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 Where is she? I warned you, Vallier. Where is she?
Charles, she's not here.
You lie. First you besmirch my name, then you make a fool out of me. Where is she?
Charles, I have not talked to Marie since the day you left. You and I were friends, long before either of us ever met Marie. Will you not take my word that I am not involved with her?
No, I will not. You know more than you will admit. If you were my friend, you would tell me what you know. Where does she go?
Very well, Charles. I would spare you if I could, but every day, Marie goes to Paris and meets a man.
Who is this man?
I do not know his name. I know where he lives. He's an artist, a painter of beautiful women.
How do you know all this?
I have watched them every day since you left.
You are a vicious liar. I was a fool to think that I could trust you. I met your Uncle Andre in Paris, and he told me that you have not left this house in days.
That is true. Nevertheless, I have seen them.
You are not even a good liar, Vallier. Do you think I would believe anything you say?
This has gone far enough. Charles, you want proof?
Yes.
Very well. I'll give you proof. There.
There what?
Your proof.
What am I supposed to see?
Marie and that painter. Are you blind? She has on a gray dress with the lace at her throat and on the cuffs. Don't you see her?
Edmond, there is nothing but a crystal ball. Or is this another one of your tricks?
Charles, what's happening to me?
I don't know. Either you are a very good actor or... I don't know.
Very well. We'll find out which.
Where are you going?
To Paris. Either Marie is with this man right now, or you'd better have me committed to an asylum. Oh, forgive us, mademoiselle. We've come to the wrong place.
Edmond, let me take you home. You are not well. I should have realized.
They're here. I know they're here.
One final chapter remained after the door closed behind Charles Moncourt. Based on Edmond Vallier's testimony of what he had seen in the crystal ball, Moncourt was granted a divorce, the only time that evidence of this kind has ever been accepted in a court of law. But although his testimony was accepted, there has never been an explanation as to how happenings of this kind occur. Please join me again for another journey into the world of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Good night.
Thank you.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Tonight's story was developed from a report contained in the files of the Gloucester Historical Society. Like many others which I have come across in the course of my research, it involves happenings of which we've long been aware, but for which there are no satisfactory explanations. Captain John Elwood of Gloucester, Massachusetts, had been a long time at sea, but his first thoughts were not of his wife and his home. If they had been, perhaps none of this would have happened.
Come in. Here's the log, Captain. Everything's in order, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Elwood.
The crew's anxious to leave, sir. Most of their wives are waiting for them on the wharf.
Indeed. The way they're behaving, you'd think we were months overdue instead of just 2 weeks.
They've likely heard of our trouble with the snakes, sir. Happy to see us alive.
Well, just the same, they'll grab their men by the ears and march them off to the paymaster before they start to kiss them.
Ah, sir, some. There are all kinds among them.
Is Mrs. Elwood out there?
Oh, no, sir. The captain's wife is too well-bred to show her emotions in public.
Indeed. I want you to do something for me, Mr. Logan. I have to go to the company's office to make my report. Will you see that my gear's taken straight to my house?
I'll do it myself, sir.
That's very kind of you. Tell Mrs. Elwood that I'm fine. Be with her presently.
Aye, aye, sir.
Just put it anywhere here, Mr. Logan. I do appreciate your coming. I was so worried, what with the hurricane and reports of the plague.
Oh, it wasn't the plague, ma'am.
Oh?
Well, just a lot of poisonous snakes that came aboard while we were in Florida.
There was talk that some of the men died.
Aye, 2 seamen. 3 others were bitten, but we saved them.
It must have been a terrible experience.
We were finding snakes, ma'am, all over the ship 2 weeks after leaving the wharf.
Did the captain say how long he'd be?
No, ma'am. Just said to tell you that he'd be along presently.
Well, best be getting his dinner.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Logan.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Good to be back, Barney. This place is more like home to me than my own house.
We missed you, John.
What's been happening while I was away?
Oh, now, let me see. The Clarawell foundered 2 weeks ago off the coast. Nobody lost. The packet from England was late again, as usual. I think that's about all. Things have been fairly quiet. See, how about those snakes, John? When are you going to tell us about them?
As soon as I get something to wash the salt out of my throat.
Oh, Bessie!
Coming! Coming!
And all of a sudden, there they were, slithering up the lines and the gangplanks like so many fiends of hell. There's hundreds of them, somebody yelled. See that they pay their passage before they come aboard, I said. Hi there, my pretty. You're the one I've missed the most since I went away.
You ought to be ashamed, taking such liberties, and you a married man.
Well, if I weren't married, would you still object?
Ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lie. Afternoon, Mrs. Elwood.
Good afternoon. I'd like a bottle of that Spanish wine that Captain Elwood favors. I think he'd enjoy it with his dinner.
Be supper, more than likely, ma'am. Club's having dinner in his honor. But I'll get it for you.
Nobody would have been hurt, but some of the fools tried stamping on the snakes with their bare feet. Excuse me, gentlemen. Are you by any chance spying on me?
No, John. I only came...
I know why you came. Go home and expect me when you see me. You may charge the spoilage to me, Captain Barney. My apologies, gentlemen. Shall we go home now, dear? You humiliate me in front of my friends. You spy on me.
I'll never do it again. But I wasn't spying, I swear it. I only wanted to get a bottle of wine for your dinner.
And the table. Was that part of your affection?
I don't know what came over me. John, all the time you were gone, I missed you so. I prayed for you. And when you turned your back on me, I wanted to strike out and hurt you as I was hurt. I'm so ashamed.
Well, you should be. I'm sick of your explanations, sick of your apologies. I'm sick of you, Ruth.
No, John. Leave me something.
Ever since I married you, I've been trapped. And for what? The price of a ship that went to the bottom 3 months after I bought her.
You needn't have said that. I knew why you married me. I knew my father's money made up for the fact that you didn't think I was gay and amusing like the other girls were. I knew my friends were laughing at me because they knew why you married me. But it made no difference. I loved you. I still love you.
Oh, you're talking nonsense.
No, John. Please hear me out.
Let it alone, woman. You're digging up things that are best forgotten.
No, I couldn't bear it if it were only the money. There had to be something else. John, maybe it's not too late. Maybe we could start all over.
Oh, Ruth.
John, I'm drying up into a bitter old woman. Help me. Please. I'll unpack your things.
What's the matter?
A snake! It ain't get me!
What?
John?
It's all right, Ruth.
The snake.
He's dead. I killed him. So I've taken care of your hand, and the doctor will be here soon. I don't think we'll need him, though. I'm sure I got all the poison out.
You saved my life.
Well, there wasn't much else I could do.
You could have let me die. Why didn't you?
Don't be foolish.
But you could have. And if you had, you'd be free. No more arguments, No more trouble. You could do as you pleased. But you didn't. You saved my life. Oh, John, maybe we can start all over. Maybe.
Try to get some rest, Ruth. I'll get you something warm to drink.
It's a lucky thing you were home, John. Snake bite's a terrible way to die.
Well, she's much better now, and the doctor says with a little rest she'll be just as good as new.
You're thankful for that, I'll wager.
Oh, I can't wait to sail again. Always more trouble ashore than when you're at sea. And I can't make any money just sitting here, much as I like it.
Speaking of money, here's something that'll make you sit up and take notice. The widow Smith got a letter from London this morning. Seems an uncle died and left her £20,000.
£20,000?
Hey, he'd be a lucky man that gets her.
He could buy any ship in the harbor with that.
Too bad you're already married, John. You know, I always had a sneaking suspicion that she was partial to you. Well, drink up and let's have another one on the house. Hey, you're not still thinking of that money, are you?
Oh.
It won't do you any good. You got one wife too many. Come on, have another drink.
Oh, thank you, Barney. I don't think I will. I'm going to get back to Ruth. Ruth?
Yes, dear?
I've been thinking over what you said. Maybe what happened this afternoon is a sign for both of us. We will make a fresh start.
Oh.
By Harry, I'm going to take you with me on the next voyage. I'll fix it all up with the owners in the morning.
Oh, John, I love you for the thought. Are you sure you want me to come along?
Why, of course I do. Oh, I've been very selfish about the whole thing. Seeing new places, doing new things, and you've just been left alone here in this old house. No wonder you were unhappy.
No, it's not that at all. I love our house.
Well, you want to come with me, don't you?
Yes, of course I do. But I warn you, I'm not very good on boats.
Huh?
I get sick.
Oh, nonsense. Couple of days at sea and you'll be just like a regular old sailor. Besides, I want you to come.
John, you won't be sorry. From now on, things will be different.
Yes. From now on, things will be different. Have the carpenter repair the afterdeck ladder before somebody breaks his neck.
Aye, sir.
How are you feeling, Ruth?
I'm much better, John.
Good.
I'm better.
Good. The cook's made you some more of his specialty. Another calm day like this and you'll be completely well.
I didn't mean to be such a burden to you, John. You've been very patient with me.
Oh, nonsense. I should have brought you before. You've no idea what a comfort you've been. No idea how lonely a captain's life is.
I should like to be with you as often as you'll let me.
So you shall, my dear. Don't let your tea get cold.
You know, I dozed for a while and I had the strangest dream.
Oh, I hope it was a good one.
Yes. I dreamt this was our old ship. And instead of cotton, there was money in the hold.
I couldn't improve on that myself.
We were so happy in the days when we had money, John. I find I'm thinking of them more and more since we left home. But when I'm well, things will be different, John. You'll see.
Yes, dear.
Yours.
You're not very well. You'd better come and lie down and get some rest.
I didn't mean to get sick, John.
All right.
I didn't want to get sick. I'm such a burden to you. I should have stayed home. I should have stayed at home.
Try to get some sleep.
You asked me to see you after my watch, sir.
Yes, I did, Mr. Logan. Frankly, I'm very worried about my wife's illness. You've always been handy round the sick, and, well, frankly, I thought maybe two heads be better than one.
Yes, sir.
I wondered if you'd take a look at Mrs. Elwood, too.
I'd be glad to do anything for the missus, sir, if I can.
Good. First, I thought it was cholera.
No, sir. It's like nothing I've ever seen.
Well, if she's not better in a few days, we'll lay a course for St. Augustine.
Aye, sir.
And you'll enter a full report in the log, won't you?
I will, Captain. I do hope she's better soon.
Thank you, Mr. Logan.
Are we to St. Augustine, John?
We hit some rough weather during the night. Slowed us up.
Rough weather? I didn't even feel it.
You were unconscious, I'm afraid.
We must get there soon, John.
We will, dear, we will. Now try to get some rest. I have to go up on the bridge.
Captain Elwood. Sir, we're way off our course to St. Augustine. If we don't turn now, we'll...
I'm well aware of our position, Mr. Logan. My order stands. We stay on course for Jamaica.
But I looked at Mrs. Elwood yesterday, sir. She won't last that long.
My wife and this ship are my responsibilities. She'll be alive when we get to Jamaica, I warrant it.
As you say, sir.
Get back in there.
Liar. You want me dead. Mr. Logan. Mr. Logan.
You had enough poison to kill two people. You might as well know it now. I wanted you dead, and now you will be.
You're an evil man, John Elwood. And you'll be repaid with evil. You...
John, you can't spend the rest of your life in mourning. You got too many good years ahead of you.
I miss her, Barney.
Oh, of course you do. It's only natural, but you've got to start thinking of yourself. Ruth wouldn't want you to become a hermit.
It's lonely without her.
But at your age, that can't last forever. The widow Smith has been visiting you, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's been very kind. She knows what it means to lose someone you love.
She's a fine woman, John. I think she's got her eye on you.
Oh, nonsense, Barney. I'd never think...
Oh, I'll give you a year. Nobody expects you to wait longer. And, John, it's time you got out of the house. Now.
Think so?
I do. We're having supper tonight in honor of a new member. Your old first mate, Logan. You've got to come, John. He'll be expecting you.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm giving you orders. Now stop acting like a lost puppy.
All right, Barney, if you say so.
I do, sincerely. Now it's time for me to get back to the club.
Why, Captain Logan, congratulations and welcome to the club.
Thank you, Captain.
I haven't seen you since the inquest. I feel I owe you an apology. You were right and I was wrong. I should have changed course for St. Augustine when you wanted me to.
Makes no difference. Now.
But it might have, and you were trying so hard to help her, you almost gave me the impression at times that you thought I wanted her to die.
Gentlemen, the food is on the table, gentlemen. Clumsy wench!
I didn't do it, sir. I didn't.
You're the only one in this room?
I didn't touch it, sir. I swear I didn't touch it. Look. It's exactly the same as when Mrs. Elwood did it. 'Twas a ghost, sir. 'Twas a ghost that did it, sir.
Stop that nonsense! 1,000 pardons, Captain. Give us 10 minutes, and in the meantime, the drinks are on the house. Now, get out, both of you. You may come in now, gentlemen. Twas the girl did it, gentlemen. Saints preserve us. 'Twas her ghost. Her ghost.
No. You fools, are you frightened by a superstitious servant girl? Barney Logan, help me, I'll show you it's nothing. You're behind this, Logan. You're trying to trick me.
Trick you into what, Captain?
You think I killed her. You're trying to trick me into saying that I did. No, I didn't. I swear I didn't. I swear I didn't.
Captain Elwood, I think you'd better leave. Aye, he finally got a ship, if you could call it that. No other master would sail her around the harbor. She leaked like a sieve, and her crew, well, I wouldn't sail with them across a mill pond. But 'twas all Elwood could get, so he took her.
Captain Barney. Gentlemen, have you heard? It's the Coverley.
That's Elwood's ship.
Aye, her crew's just been brought into the harbor.
What happened?
Nobody knows. They say that the weather was fair and the sea was calm, and suddenly she just broke up.
But her crew was saved.
Aye. All of them, all except Captain Elwood.
It's retribution. The devil has claimed his own.
Gentlemen, the food is on the table.
The law demands an eye for an eye. He who takes a life must be prepared to forfeit his own. But the law is man-made, and when there is no proof, the law is helpless. Captain Elwood never came to trial. Nevertheless, he was found guilty and executed. Who was his executioner? We may never know. But an unseen force that can overturn a heavy table is not to be reckoned with lightly. Please join me again for another journey into the world of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Good night. Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. All through his history, man has constantly striven to push back the frontiers of knowledge, to discover what lies behind the veil which separates knowledge from ignorance. In my own lifetime, I've seen things come to pass that would be unbelievable to my parents and to my grandparents. Travel through the air, the ability to speak to a friend halfway round the world. Well, if these wonders have occurred in so short a time, just think of what our children and grandchildren will be able to know and understand. Happenings that to us defy explanation will be commonplace and ordinary to them. But whether we understand it or not, the event that we depict in tonight's story was very real. It started with a cry for help, a plea to Almighty God, and following that, to a mortal. To a man referred to by the peasants of a tiny Italian village as Il Dottore.
Preghiamo, Gesù. Vi preghiamo, non più di questo non posso fare. Oh, Madonna Santissima, vedici tu. Salvaci questa bambina e la nostra vita. Non abbiamo altro al mondo. E abbiamo tante di quelle preghiere. Faccia che il dottore venga in tempo, Madonna Santissima, priegaci tu.
Sì. Sì, cara, ti passerà. La mamma è qui con te, amore. No, cara, no.
Mamma, tu hai Signora, how long has she been like this?
All day off and on.
Has she eaten?
No, she won't take her food. Nothing. Nothing.
Mamma mia,
Madame, il dottore. Il dottore. Io te quiero.
Sì.
Dottore. Tony. Tony. Papà. Tony. Presto. Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Presto. Call the doctor.
What is it, Mama?
It's Francesca. She's worse.
But the truck is broken down and it is 2 miles to the doctor.
You want your sister to die? Do you not have 2 good legs? Stupido! Fava maestro! That's all right.
There. Now take 2 tonight when you go to bed and 2 in the morning when you get up. Understand? Wait 3 days, and if you don't feel better, come and see me. Ah, that's my son.
He is here. Yes, Signor Angelo is here, Doctor. Signor Angelo. Oh!
How's my Marie?
Oh, fine, fine. Woo! Here, let me help you. Oh.
Angelo, my son, my son. Welcome home.
And how glad I am to be here, Father.
What delayed you? Was your train late?
No, Giuseppe had trouble with the car.
This is the second time this week he's broken down, Doctor. It's too old.
Giuseppe, take those things upstairs. Don't stand here in the draft, Doctor. Take him inside by the fire. I go get something to warm him up.
My son, it is good to see you home again. You're looking well, but it is a long time, over a year.
I know. And I had a terrible job getting away from the hospital, even now.
So, too many patients already?
Oh, it's not so much that, Father. They are short-handed. They lost 2 surgeons last month, and, well, you know how it is.
Who should know better than I?
How about you?
Oh, go along from day to day, nothing much happening, same as usual.
No, I mean your health. You look tired.
No one gets any younger.
Do you still permit them to bother you as much as ever?
Bother me?
Oh, I know these peasants. Every time they stub a toe, they yell for the doctor, like children. Only worse, in my opinion. There's some excuse for children.
They are like children. They frighten so easily. But the trouble is, one never knows how serious it may be. A stomachache can be unripe apples or an appendix. A little temperature, a simple cold, or maybe the beginning of a serious fever. But a doctor is rewarded by...
I know the arguments. But seriously, Father, you look far too tired for my liking.
You are absolutely right, Signor Angelo. Some days he's running from morning until night, and it's no good my talking to him. Maybe you can make him see some sense. Or better still, maybe you can stay here and be the doctor.
Well, I don't know about that.
If I'm going to the Venturellis, I better hurry.
You see? Always running, always running.
You have to go out?
Oh, it is not very far.
But on a night like this, can't I go for you?
No, it is for the poor old grandmother, but nothing can be done for her.
Well, in that case, can't you miss just once? Listen to that wind. There's a storm blowing up.
The poor soul counts on seeing me every evening. If I miss just once, she would have a bad night. She's not too many left. Well, here's to the future.
And here's to that long rest that I'm going to see to it that you have.
And how are you going to manage that? Come back here and take my place?
And bury myself here in this... I'm sorry, Father. I didn't mean that.
Oh, you're quite right, my son. This is no place for a rising young surgeon.
Well, in the big hospitals, there's much more opportunity. Up-to-date equipment and... you know.
Yes, we have none of that here. But there is one thing here that is just the same.
What is that?
The patients. Whether it is in a big city hospital or peasant's cottage, the patients are just the same. All a little helpless, a little frightened. Well, I must go.
I wish you didn't have to leave.
Tell you the truth, I wish I didn't too. Giuseppe!
Yes, Doctor.
Time to get started.
I'm ready, Doctor.
Well, I think I have everything here. Though the good God knows that all the equipment in the finest hospitals in the world could not help that poor old woman now. All I can do is to give her a little friendship, a little comfort. Angelo, it is amazing what power those things have. Sometimes I think they do more good than all my pills.
I brought you a present.
Huh?
A new bag. A fitted one with everything in it.
A fitted bag?
But I warn you, you're not going to need it for long.
How is that?
Because you're going to retire. And you're going to come and live with me in the city.
Retire? Leave these people? But, Angelo, they are my children. I could not do that. Why, no. I could never do that.
Now you get back before the storm gets any worse. Don't let them keep you talking.
I'll be back before you know it.
Ooh. How do you think the doctor looks, Signor Angelo?
He's aging far too quickly for my liking, Maria. I'm worried about him.
Yes, he is tired, and he gets more tired every day. But now that you're here, it's going to be easier for him.
I'm not going to stay, Maria.
Oh?
You've got to help me. I want him to come and live with me in the city. You're the only person that can help me persuade him.
Take him away from here? You can't do that.
Why not?
They wouldn't let you.
Who wouldn't?
The people here, they can't do without him.
Is there so much sickness here, then?
Oh, it isn't only sickness, it's everything. Anything that happens, it's ask the doctor. And he never refuses. Oh, Mamma Mia, who can it be? I'm coming! I'm coming! Are you trying to knock the door down? Tony Bianchi, what do you want?
The doctor, he must come at once.
The doctor is not here.
But he must come.
But how can he come if he's not here, stupido?
What's the matter, Tony?
Buenos Aires, Signor Angelo. It is little Francesca. She is very sick. And Mama has seen it. She will die.
But...
All right, I'll come, Tony. There's a bag with a suitcase. It's a black one. Will you get it for me?
Yes.
But it is the doctor. Mama said...
I am a doctor, too, Tony.
But...
He is very sick.
Where is that Tony? I should have gone myself.
Why doesn't he come? The doctor will come. He always does. Coraggio, coraggio. Dottore. Dottore. Santa Maria. Madre di Dio, salvate la mia bambina.
Be careful, Maria. The doctor's hands is hurt.
Now what have you done with yourself?
He scalded with boiling water.
Let me see.
It is nothing.
Aye, that is bad.
Fix it easily.
Oh. Let me do this for you. You're so careless. You won't be able to use this hand for a while. Giuseppe, go get the doctor's slippers. Come and sit down, Doctor.
Where's Angelo? Upstairs?
No, he went out. Tony Bianchi came for you. Francesca, the little girl, she is sick.
And Angelo went?
Yes.
Did Tony say what was wrong with the child?
No. He just said that she's very sick. But you know how they are. They are always very sick.
Shall I put the car away, Doctor?
No, Giuseppe. Maybe I better go myself and see.
What? You go out again on a night like this and with that hand scalded? Oh.
Did Tony come in the truck?
No, I don't think so.
You mean they walked in a storm like this?
They are both young. Now you stay right there, no nonsense.
I hope he'll be all right.
Of course he'll be all right. He's a doctor, isn't he?
I know, but...
You worry too much. Now you stay right there and rest, and I'll go finish the dinner.
Giuseppe, take the car and go down the road. You may be able to pick them up before they get there.
Yes, Doctor.
In any case, wait and bring Angelo back.
Va bene.
Will he never come?
Il dottore.
Il dottore.
Dio sia ringraziato, il dottore. Il dottore, Dio sia ringraziato, you've come.
Signor Angelo.
Where is the doctor?
I am a doctor. Where's the child?
What have you done? I told you to bring the doctor. What have you done?
I couldn't help it, Mama. The doctor wasn't there.
My father was out on another call. Tony said it was urgent, so I came instead.
But we need a doctor.
I am a doctor, Senor Bianchi. I can do everything that is needed. Now, where's the child? In there?
No. Dottore. Dottore, no. Non la tocchi, dottore. Non la tocchi, dottore. My baby. My baby.
Just a minute. Let me look at her.
No. You must not touch her.
I'm not going to harm her. The child is very sick. I'll have to be quick if I'm to save her. I'll have to boil these. Put some water on the fire. You heard me? I have to boil these instruments.
What are you going to do with them?
I'm going to operate on the little girl.
No, Senor Angelo. You will not touch. We will wait for the doctor.
Don't you understand how sick your child is?
You will not touch her.
Do as I say. Put that water on the fire. Of all the stubborn fools!
We will wait.
Giuseppe, what are you doing here? Where's my father?
He's sending me with a car to take you back.
Go back and get him. Tell him these fools won't let me operate and it's a matter of life and death. Now hurry! Now will you put that water on?
We wait for the doctor.
There won't be time then. This way they'll be ready for him. Since you're too stubborn to let me help you, pray. Pray that my father gets here in time.
Un miracolo, Madonna Santa, un miracolo. Ti prego. È una nonna che ti prega. Oh! My baby's going to die. My baby's going to die.
Oh, no. No, Giuseppe. No, non morirà, no. Vedi.
Signor Angelo.
Get out.
I say you must not touch her.
I can't wait any longer.
You must not touch her. Stop, you fool.
Your child is dying. 1 minute, 2 minutes, she'll be dead. Do you want her dead? Do you want to kill her?
Il dottore! Dio sia ringraziato. Dottore.
Thank God you've come. Now, will you go? I'll have to be quick. It's diphtheria. Father, you look all in. You better go back with Giuseppe. I'll clean up here. It'll take some time.
She's gonna be all right.
You'll have to see to it that the child has absolute quiet. You understand? Has Giuseppe come back with the car yet?
No, Signor Angelo. Are you not going to wait for the car?
No, it's probably broken down again. I'll be back in a few hours to see how the child is. My father's too tired to come. He's completely worn out. I'll have to come alone. You understand?
Senor Angelo.
Yes?
Many thanks. Doctor?
What's the matter this time, Giuseppe?
It's the car again, Mr. Angelo. I can't start it.
Where's my father?
At the house.
Here you are at last. I saved dinner for you. I hope it hasn't spoiled. How's Francesca?
She's fine. His father all right?
Yes, he's inside, but where's Giuseppe?
Are you all right, Father? Father?
Huh? Oh, it is you, Angelo.
Are you all right?
Why, yes, I'm all right.
Thank goodness. I was worried about you getting through that storm.
Well, we worried about you, too. Didn't we, Maria?
What happened to your hand?
He scalded it at the Venturellis.
Oh, it is nothing. How is it with the little Francesca?
Oh, she'll be all right. I'm going back to see her later on. What is the matter with these peasants? A child choking to death for lack of a simple tracheotomy, and they wouldn't let me touch her. Thank goodness you showed up when you did. Another minute, and I'd have had to knock out that crazy Bianchi to save his own child's life. And when I saw the car was broken down, and you had to come back through that storm, What's the matter?
Didn't Giuseppe bring you back?
No. He never returned to the Bianchis after he took you home. I passed him a mile up the road. Why? What's wrong?
The doctor hasn't been out.
Not been out? You were with me, Father. What's the joke? What is this?
I have been asleep here all the time. Ask Maria.
But we all saw you.
Mr. Angelo, that car. I couldn't get to the doctor as you told me. I hope everything was all right.
A man may well doubt what he sees with his own eyes, but when reliable witnesses give confirmation, it's difficult to disbelieve. The elder Dr. Maccabienti, however, didn't doubt this strange occurrence. He believed in the truth of the statement that he had made to his son. In the treatment of a patient, faith is often more important than medicine. It was enough for the good doctor that whatever the reason, one of his people had been saved. He didn't question, he accepted. Dr. Angelo did not as yet have this understanding. It puzzled and annoyed him to be unable to arrive at a scientific explanation. Well, he never did. But his acceptance by the peasants as the young dottore did bring him around to his father's way of thinking. The glamour of big city medicine gradually lost its power, and he stayed with his father to help what soon became their people. Actual happenings as this one, on which tonight's story is based, occur much too frequently to be passed off lightly. Time and again in my research I've encountered reports of cases of this kind which have been thoroughly documented by reliable authorities. The explanation? There is none. At least, not one yet known to us. Please join me again for another journey into the world of the unexplainable that lies behind the veil. Good night. Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil.
Last one.
Okay. Strap them down tightly, boys. It'll be bumpy over the mountains. Stay with it, Pete.
He's an experienced man,
Oh,
Dad.
go on. These things break loose very easily.
Dad, he knows what he's doing.
Look, you've got to learn to take charge, to supervise, get the job done.
But, Dad...
Oh, why can't you do it without arguing? Never learn to be a flyer that way. Keep after him, Bill. He's got to learn.
Sir, aren't you pushing him a little too hard?
I brought him over to England to get a proper training, and I'm going to see that he gets it. What you're about to see is based on an actual experience. Explain it? Oh, I wouldn't even try. But I do think you'd be interested in exploring with me that strange world that lies behind the veil. You know, it's a curious thing, but it often happens. When a young man is trying to decide what his life's work is going to be, it's sometimes a sensitive time for both father and son. Our story takes place in Europe, where Peter Wade has established a thriving air service.
This might not be your first time up, but you're over-controlling. I'm gonna check the cargo.
I'll check it.
No, you keep a heading on 145. Don't drift around to the north. Those ridges come up at you awful fast.
Oh, now don't you start to.
Look at me. 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 Look at me.
Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. 135. 135. 135. 135.
Dad, you know the whole story.
Now, boy, it's no good bottling these things up. You know that.
There is nothing to bottle up.
I'm trying very hard to understand, very hard indeed.
Well, don't try, because you can't understand. You're not the type. You're the guy that doesn't quit until he wins.
Oh, no. Not until I win. Until I've earned the right to go on to the next thing. It's just as simple as that.
I've got to use my talent, not yours.
Just tell me one thing. Why did you deliberately head for a crash?
I can't explain that. Even if I could, you wouldn't understand it.
Are you sick? Dizzy? Or just plain scared?
Dad, some people are good at one thing and bad at another. I'm a washout as a flyer. And I probably can't run this company. But I can design planes.
How do you know?
Because I've got the talent, and you know it. And furthermore, I've got the desire. 2 more years of graduate school, I'll have my degree. Now, this is something that I can do. What's that for?
Tuition, books, board, room, the works. And if and when you feel you've really earned the right to go to graduate school, it'll be right there.
Dad, I'm just trying to face facts about myself. Now, is that being a quitter?
Only you can answer that. But let me tell you one thing. Doubt in any area is malignant. It grows. It can destroy anything you do.
Take the first plane to New York.
Pete.
Dad, I'm sorry. There's a lot of other things involved. Something I just can't explain.
What? No, no, no. I can't do that. No, I can't. Wally, Wally, Wally. They hit, I tell you. They hit. Get out, jump, jump, everybody, jump. No, you're going to just here. Grenoble. Jump. No. That shoot, you can't. Shot full of holes, no good. Wally. What? No,
Dad,
don't
wait.
ask.
Dad, Dad.
Oh.
You all right?
Yes. Yes, I'm all right. Just a dream, that's all.
What was it this time?
Oh, nothing. Why are you still up?
Dad, who's Wally?
Who?
Yeah, you were calling out his name.
I was?
Yeah, who was he?
I don't know.
Dad, Wally died in that crash, didn't he?
Yes, of course he died. But we have to talk about it now. It's the middle of the night.
No, of course not. Good night, Dad.
Good night, boy. Well, that wasn't a very good example, was it? Only this afternoon I told you not to bottle things up. Well, now. You wanted to know about Wally Huffner. The Jerry fighters hit us. I ordered everybody out.
Where was that, over Grenoble?
No, further north, near Lyon. I went back to the waist to jump, and Wally was there.
With a useless shoot.
So I gave him mine.
And he took it?
Well, I told him that I could ride the plane down safely, which of course I did.
This was after Wally jumped?
Yeah, after Wally jumped. I watched him fall. The chute didn't open.
No wonder you have nightmares.
It's not as bad as all that.
Dan, what kind of a guy was he? What did he look like?
Plain, ordinary looking. There was something about him that... Why all this interest in Wally Huffner?
Oh, it's nothing. It's you. These nightmares. Maybe you need a rest or something.
Oh, no, I'll be all right. Still going to New York in the morning?
Oh, I don't know, Dad.
Want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it in the morning.
Good night.
Good night, Dad. Grenoble, isn't it?
Uh-huh. What now?
Well, let's see. We were on a heading of about 145, weren't we?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, I'll take over. Please, Bill.
All right.
What you doing? There was a reflection this morning. You see anything?
Nothing.
Well, I guess I'm wrong. It's not the same now.
Huh?
We might as well go on home, huh? Okay, I'll take it. Why don't you get some coffee, Bill? It's in the back. Go on, I'll be all right.
What do you think you're doing? Open up, Pete, open up.
I'm sorry, Bill. I've got to be in here alone.
Open up.
Bill, if anything goes wrong, bail out.
Pete, you listen to me.
You might as well relax. I'm not going to open that door until...
Pete? You all right? Answer me.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Follow me. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5.
Cause d'urgence, RLC's appelant Grenoble. RLC's appelant Grenoble. Cause d'urgence, j'ai besoin de l'hélicoptère. Cause d'urgence.
I've been worried to death ever since Bill came back and told me what you did.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yesterday was bad enough. But this last thing, bailing out of the mountains like that.
Do you want to know why? The reason I headed for that mountain? The reason I bailed out? I saw something in the plane. A reflection in the windshield. The reflection of a man's face.
What do you mean?
This face. That's right, Wally Huffner. And I heard his voice. It was hypnotic. It made me do what I did. All right, don't believe me. But it made me take a heading of 135.
Oh, Pete, for the love of...
Now, wait a minute, let me finish. He made me bail out. And I found something. The wreck of a B-17 with one of these on it. And inside I found this.
Parachute.
Yeah, a parachute. With a serial number on it. 01636184. Do I have to tell you whose chute this is? No, of course not. It's yours. Here, look at it. Look at the holes, 4, 5, 6 of them. Bullet holes. Now, you don't understand. You see, you told me that you were in that plane alone. Everybody else had bailed out. Dad, a man died in that crash. Carlo Menzetti.
No. Carlo Menzetti was Wally.
Wally Huffner?
Carlo Menzetti was his cover identity.
He was an intelligence agent?
Yeah. We were supposed to drop him near Torino and up it. But it's incredible. How did you find that ship?
I told you that. The point is this. You told me that you brought that ship down safely. Now, you couldn't have, not in that little valley.
I know.
Don't you see? All these things just don't add up to what you told me last night.
Last night, I was trying to protect you.
Protect me?
From further reasons for doubting yourself. My own uncertainties.
What have your uncertainties got to do with me?
You think that I took Wally's parachute. Saved my own neck at the expense of his life.
Well, it's true. You took somebody's parachute.
Yes, it was Wally's. Ship had been hit and he was badly hurt.
But not dead.
No. I killed him.
You what?
We were over enemy territory. He had orders not to be taken by the Wehrmacht, and in his breast pocket he had a capsule. He insisted that I give it to him. And you did? The plane was losing altitude. We were drifting in fast over those mountains. There was very little time to think. Oh, I had so many doubts and uncertainties. I even filed a false report with the OSS, saying it had been hit by flak.
What do you mean, doubts?
Maybe I should have tried harder to get Wally out of that plane.
But you said that he insisted on that capsule.
Yes, but why? Was he really afraid of recapture? Or was he sacrificing himself for me? He was capable of that.
Dad, that Italian parachute that they gave Wally, that would only hold one person, right?
Yes, and he should have had it.
But he couldn't even have pulled the rein. Not wounded the way he was. Dad, I think Wally may have helped us both. I'll leave this check here. At least for now. I may earn the right to use it sooner than you think.
So far as Pete Wade Jr. is concerned, there's no question about the apparition of Wally Huffner. He saw it. It happened. How it happened, no man can tell. I mean, of course, no living man. Won't you join me again for another journey into that unknown world that lies behind the veil? Good evening. Tonight, I'm going to tell you another strange and unusual story of the unexplainable which lies behind the veil. Our story concerns the Haney family. For over 200 years, a Haney had worked this same land. Now it belonged to John and Emma Haney. Everything considered, it had been a good life, uneventful, perhaps even dull, but it suited them. For over 40 years they had lived in the same house, and for those 40 years, the land had been good to them. Its abundance had fed them and clothed them, and helped to raise two sons, John Jr. and James. This was home. They couldn't be happy anyplace else. Their only desire was to spend the rest of the time remaining to them here. Here where they had come so many years ago as man and wife. Simple, down-to-earth people. The Haneys were not given to flights of fancy. But who is not awed and troubled in the presence of death?
Yes, John? John?
All right, I'm coming. Jamie.
Well, you going to keep me out here all night?
No. Come in, Jamie.
Hi, Ma.
Jamie. Oh, Jamie.
You've changed, Johnny. Still not having any fun, are you?
Being on a farm by yourself doesn't leave much time for fun, Jamie.
John's been working awful hard, Jamie.
He would. Old, dependable John.
Let me fix you something to eat.
No, thanks, Ma. I eat in town.
Some coffee, then, and a piece of pie?
All right. Just a small piece, Ma.
I knew you'd get here in time, Jamie. Pa's been asking and asking for you.
He has, huh? Probably wants to whale the tar out of me.
Oh, Jamie.
All right, Ma. Guess I might as well see him.
Yeah, might as well, Jamie. No use making the trip for nothing, is there?
John!
He's all right. Take his feet, Jamie. We'll get him back to bed.
Pa? Pa, it's me, Jamie. Pa? What'd you say, Pa?
Did he make much sense?
No, just mumbling.
He's been like that for 2 days now.
He knew you, Jamie. I know he did.
Sure. Sure he did, Ma. Let's go downstairs.
Go on, Johnny. I'll be down in a minute.
How'd it happen?
His horse stumbled and fell on him.
How old as he is, you think he'd have more sense?
Jamie, where have you been all this time?
All over. New York, Chicago, San Francisco. Kept moving.
For 10 years?
Well, you know me, Johnny boy.
I'm a little surprised you came back.
Johnny.
Why shouldn't I? Oh, I get it. You're still sore because I took off and you had to stay here and do the work. Well, you could have gotten out, too.
And who to run the farm? Or did you forget that Pa was too old even then?
All right, so hate me. But don't forget, I was only 17 years old. How much was I supposed to know?
You knew enough to steal every cent Pa had in the house.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
No, let him get it off his chest. So that's it, huh? So that's what's been griping you all these years. Well, let me tell you something. I didn't steal anything. That money belonged to me.
It did, huh? Just how do you figure that, Jamie?
You know how I figure it. Ever since I was 10 years old, Pa had me doing the work of a hired hand. Only I never got the money a hand would get. Only my food and your hand-me-down clothes. He owed me that money.
And how about me, Jamie? What was I doing all those years you were working your poor little fingers to the bone? I was having a picnic, huh?
That's your problem, Johnny boy. If you had any gumption, you'd have beaten me to the cash box.
Enough! I won't have any more of this in my house. You ought to be ashamed, both of you. Your father's dying right over your heads. You stand there fighting like animals. Jamie, I'm going to fix up your old room. When you're finished, you march yourself upstairs and go to bed. And you, Johnny, not another word. Remember, you're brothers. You just don't understand what gets into you.
Here, Ma, let me help you.
Tell me the truth, Jamie. Just for once. Why did you come back?
You never were very bright, were you, Johnny? All right, I'll tell you. Your telegram got to me at the right time. I'm broke. And I figured in 10 years the old man had enough time to build up another pile.
You make me sick to my guts, Jamie.
You should be standing here. Take a look at yourself, Johnny. You're only 3 years older than I am, and anybody would take you to be my father. You should be sick.
You outsmarted yourself this time, Jamie. You made the trip for nothing. If Pa dies, you don't get a dime.
I'll fix something to eat.
Nothing for me, thank you, Emma. Just wanted to see if there's anything I could do. Maybe some delay in settling the estate on account of your father not leaving a will.
He did leave a will, Mr. Atterbury.
That's funny. I was his lawyer. I didn't draw it. Well, he drew it himself. May I see it?
Yes, sir.
Leaves everything to you, Johnny. Knowing that as head of the family, you will take care of your mother and young brother.
Johnny, I'm so glad.
Wait a minute. Let me see that.
Seems legal. Should save us quite a bit of time.
Not legal enough. I'm afraid I have a big surprise for you, Johnny boy.
What's this?
Read it.
To my youngest son, James, I leave all my worldly possessions and trust that he will provide for his mother as long as she lives, and it is my hope that he will do what is fair for my eldest son, his brother, John Jr.
Then which is the legal one?
Yours is dated August the 8th, 1892. Jamie's dated July 14th, 1898. Jamie's the one that'll stand up in court. Can't imagine what he was thinking about. 2 wills.
John knew what he was doing.
I know what he was thinking. You know his temper, Mr. Atterbury. Pa and me had a real knockdown and drag out of my wanting to enlist for Cuba. He said I'd be sorry if I went. Well?
Why all the sour faces? Ma has nothing to worry about. And you know I'll take care of you, Johnny boy.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you will, Jamie.
Mr. Atterbury, how long will it take for all the legal stuff to clear up?
What's your hurry, Jamie?
Well, I thought I'd put the farm on the market as soon as I can.
Jamie, you're not going to sell the farm. It's our home.
Oh, now, Ma. You know I'm not cut out to be a farmer. Besides, we ought to get a good price for it right about now.
But, Jamie...
Where'll Ma go, Jamie?
Don't worry about that. I'll take care of her.
Where, Jamie?
Well, you always wanted to visit Aunt Martha in Kansas. Now's your chance.
Oh, but, Jamie, that was only for a visit. I can't imagine living any place but here.
When she gets back from a visit, what then, Jamie?
Well, Ma deserves a rest. You know, at her age, she ought to take it easy. I thought we'd get her a room for her at Mrs. Chalmers.
That's nothing but a home for old folks.
You'd like it, Ma. You wouldn't have to work anymore, and there'd be people your own age to talk to. You know what I mean, Johnny?
Sure. I know what you mean, Jamie. To get her off your hands for the rest of your life, you'd like her to sit on a porch and rot.
That's what I get for being a nice fella. Well, this is my farm. Pa left it to me, and I'll do what I like. If Ma don't do what I want, okay, you can take care of her.
What are you doing?
Johnny!
Stop it, you two.
You hit me, you won't get a cent.
Johnny, stop! Listen to me. Jamie's right. I have been working too hard. I'm tired. You know I want to see Martha again, and when I come back, I'd like to live at Mrs. Chalmers. I think it'd be very nice.
All right, Ma. I'll be good. Mr. Atterbury, how do we go about breaking that will?
I wouldn't try that, Johnny.
Well, I don't know, Johnny. Father was of sound mind when he wrote it.
Well, how about the part about taking care of Ma? You call throwing her into a home taking care of her? You know Pa didn't mean that.
Well, there could be a chance of stopping the sale of the farm or preventing the dissipation of the assets during your mother's lifetime.
Don't you worry about Ma. I'll take care of her. You just mind your own business. Now, I'll tell you something. Get out of my house.
Jamie, he's your brother.
Then why don't he act it? He's been beating on me ever since I got here. You heard him. Now, this is my house, and I want you out of here.
Johnny, he's upset. Maybe for a little while, till he cools off.
Will you take the case, Mr. Atterbury?
Yes, Johnny. I'll take it.
All right, Jamie. I'll get out of your house. For now. Have your fun while you can.
In the matter of the estate of George Haney, petition for order confirming sale of real property of the estate.
Ready for petitioner, Your Honor.
Ready for the contestant, Your Honor.
Very well, gentlemen, you may proceed.
May it please the court. All of the statutory facts necessary for the court's approval of the sale are alleged in the verified petition of Mr. James Haney, the duly appointed executor of the estate. The estate consists entirely of the farm which is being sold, and the price offered exceeds the appraised value. It is to the best interest of the estate to convert the real property into cash, since the executor is without funds with which to support his mother, or himself, or to meet the expenses of the administration of this estate.
Mr. Atterbury?
Your Honor.
Perhaps we can shorten the issues.
Do you propose to introduce evidence that the sales price is too low?
No, Your Honor, it's our position. It's not necessary for the sale of this farm at all. Haney family have worked this property for 40 years. Profit. It's ever Haney's home. The source of our care and comfort. That's what John Haney meant to say in his will. What is your own personal reason for trying to void your father's will?
I have none.
Oh, in other words, then, if this court should declare the will invalid, you'd make no attempt to share in your father's estate?
No, sir, I would not.
Then why has this case been brought to trial in the first place?
I just want to make sure that my mother gets what's rightfully hers.
Well, now, the wording of the will's quite plain. Your brother James is to take care of your mother. Have you any doubts that he will?
I sure do.
Would you tell the court what your doubts are?
Because I know Jamie. I know how he thinks. He's a liar and a thief.
Objection.
Sustained. Mr. Haney, I must warn you that this court will not tolerate name-calling. Another outburst like that, and I will cite you for contempt.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No further questions.
Mr. Blow?
No questions.
Now, it's, now nearly noon. This court will adjourn until 2:30 o'clock.
I gotta run, Ma. I got a date with a customer for the farm.
Jamie, do you have to sell?
Yes, I have to. Now, don't you start on me, Ma. I had enough trouble with Johnny. I'll pick you up in time for court.
Johnny, you shouldn't be here. If Jamie sees
It's
you...
all right, Ma. I waited for him to leave. I won't be long. I just want to get some of my things.
Please hurry. I don't want any more trouble.
Pa!
Johnny, look in Genesis 27.
What? What'd you say, Pa?
Genesis 27.
What about Genesis 27, Pa?
Johnny?
Yeah, Ma, what is it?
Johnny, who are you talking to?
Nobody, Ma. Nobody.
I thought I heard voices. Are you all right, Johnny?
Yeah, Ma. I'll be down in a minute, Ma. Pa. Pa.
Hey, you're ready. That's good, Ma.
Yes, Jamie, I don't want to be late.
We're not in that much of a hurry.
Please, Jamie, I want to get there on time.
Okay.
Ma! Ma!
Johnny just came to get his things.
You got what you came for?
I got more than I came for. I just talked to Pa.
You what?
You're right, Ma. You did hear voices.
What's going on here?
I talked to Pa and he said, look in Genesis 27.
Genesis 27?
That's the story of Jacob and Esau, where Jacob stole his brother's birthright.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's what I'm going to find out. Where's the Bible?
Everything in this house is mine. Keep your hands out of there.
Get away from me.
Jamie! Stop!
I warned him, Ma. What's the matter, Johnny? Nothing in it? What'd you expect to find, a new will? There is no other will. And I'll tell you something else. The next time I find you in here, even mine ain't gonna stop me from putting a load of buckshot in you. Now get out of my house and stay out.
Please go, Johnny.
Johnny boy, might as well take Genesis 27 with you. That's all you're gonna get.
Mr. Haney, much has been made of the fact that you wish to sell your farm and place your mother in what has been called an old folks' home. Would you tell the court exactly what it is you had in mind?
Yes, sir. Your Honor, my mother's worked hard all her life. As long as I can remember, she's been cooking, sewing, washing. Why, she even helped in the fields when we were short-handed. Up until now, we've never been able to do anything about it. But now I can, and I want to.
Ma, is this the family Bible?
Isn't it obvious Mr. Haney is
Didn't we
not
used to have
being
another
cruel,
Yes,
hard-hearted
your
fellow
father.
painted as attempting to make
Where
fun
is
of
it, Ma?
me?
I don't know, Johnny.
Here is a devoted
In the
woman
attic, I
who loves
expect.
his mother and whose only wish is to see that the rest of her days are happy ones.
Mr. Blue, are you making your summation, or do you intend to question your witness any further?
No further questions.
Mr. Atterbury?
I beg the court's indulgence. The matter which has a bearing on this issue requires investigation. Might we recess until tomorrow?
I don't believe that will be necessary, Mr. Atterbury. I have heard enough and am prepared to rule. However, I will delay my ruling until noon tomorrow. If within that time you have anything to bring to the court's attention, I will receive it. In Mr. Blue's presence, of course. This court stands adjourned.
Ready, Ma?
If Jamie catches you in that house, he may figure he has every right to shoot you.
I don't care. Pa wasn't the kind to play practical jokes. I saw him as plain as I see you.
Johnny! What if Jamie should see you?
I'm sorry, Ma.
Jonas, you know he shouldn't be here.
I know, Emma. He's just as stubborn as his father.
Where's Jamie?
I think he's in his room. I don't want any more trouble.
I don't plan on causing any more. But I'm gonna have one more look around whether he likes it or not.
What are you looking for?
He's got some idea his father may have left another will.
That Bible passage, Ma. Genesis 27. Isaac couldn't do anything about his sons, but I think Pa did.
No, Johnny, I'm not going to let you stay.
You can't stop me, Ma. I'm gonna have one more look.
Yeah.
Johnny!
Never mind, Emma. Let him go. Let him take his look. Then maybe we can get him out of here before Jamie sees him.
What are you doing here? So you figure the same way, huh, Jamie? What'd you find?
Nothing, and I told you to stay out of here.
What are you scared of, Jamie? What are you hiding?
Stay away from me! I told you to stay out of here!
I'm going to give him a couple of more minutes and then...
Kill him!
It's murder, Jamie. They'll hang you.
Johnny! Johnny! Johnny!
The Bible. He's got it.
I, John Haney, hereby bequeath... You were right, Johnny. There was another will. Of a later date. Leaving everything to you. This'll stand up in court tomorrow. The reappearance of John Haney is not unique. Over the years, many such instances have been reported and documented. In fact, the event on which tonight's story is based was directly responsible for a ruling by a court of law, the only one of its kind in our legal history. Jonas Atterbury knew his law. The newfound will was presented in court the next day and accepted without delay as valid. In leaving his estate to his eldest son, John Haney had chosen wisely. John Jr. was not a vindictive man. James was given an equitable share of the estate and departed for parts unknown. And Emma Haney was content in the knowledge that the rest of her life would be spent in the home that she loved. More than that, she knew that when she died, she would rest beside her loved ones, undisturbed. For to John Haney, Jr., the land was a sacred trust, not to be passed from hand to hand, but held for his children and his children's children. Science does not as yet know all that happens to us after life leaves our bodies, but we cannot say with certainty that there is no explanation of what you have just seen. We can only assume that there may well be one. Please join me again for another journey into the world of the unexplainable that lies behind the veil. Good night.